Hey, I'm Abe, and today we're going to be talking about pandemic unemployment assistance, which is a different kind of unemployment insurance than we talked about in the last two videos. So previously we've talked about eligibility for unemployment insurance, as well as how much you can expect to get from it should you need to avail yourself of that benefit that your state government offers. Now, we're living in interesting times, as they say, and there are some caveats now and special circumstances which apply, which is what drove to the creation of this pandemic unemployment assistance. And it's all pretty much due to COVID-19. Now, generally speaking, if you're self-employed, if you quit your job, and a number of the other things that we've discussed, you are ineligible for unemployment insurance. And that's unfortunate. But because of this new program or this pandemic unemployment assistance, you are now eligible for, at very least, this type of assistance. Now, what exactly does the eligibility look like? Well, let's get into it. There is a specific and unique eligibility only for pandemic unemployment assistance, or PUA. If you had an official start date, but the job is no longer available or you can't reach the job as a result of COVID-19, you are eligible for this new benefit. If you're unable to travel to your job as a direct result of COVID-19, if you quit your job as a direct result of COVID-19, if your workplace is closed as a direct result of COVID-19, or if you are unemployed, partially employed, or unable to work because COVID-19 has forced you to stop working. And like I mentioned before, this also includes self-employment as well. Just to jump out for a second, if you like what we're doing here and you want to learn more about personal finance and just general financial literacy, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. I don't post videos all the time. It's 3 times a week is the goal. And so far, so good, but I'll get right back to it. You are also eligible for pandemic unemployment assistance if you have health issues because of or related to COVID-19. And these specific situations listed below here. If you've been diagnosed with COVID-19 or are experiencing symptoms and are seeking a medical diagnosis. Now, these are a little bit vague. All of them are kind of like, this situation is happening. It doesn't say this situation is happening and as a result your work has been impacted. It's just this situation is happening. So I'm not sure exactly how it applies, but I got all of this information off of the link that's down in the video description below. It's for the California unemployment benefit, but this pandemic unemployment assistance is a federally driven, I believe, a federally driven program. So it should be, if not the exact same, then very similar state to state. So go to the federal page, which will also be in the video description below, and it will then jump out and take you to your individual states from there. So you've been diagnosed with COVID-19 or are experiencing symptoms and are seeking a medical diagnosis. A member of your household has been diagnosed with COVID-19. You are caring for a family member or a member of your household who has been diagnosed with COVID-19. You and your family are impacted by school closures. Your healthcare provider has told you to self-quarantine because of COVID-19, or you have become the main income provider due to a COVID-19 death in your household. So I think that last collection of eligibility caveats, let's call them, are specific to if they impact your employment, your employability, let's say. So if you are losing your job or unable to work and these things are true, even if the first batch are not true, but it looks like they probably combine and interact with each other, then you can and you are eligible for the pandemic unemployment assistance. So what does that look like as far as what is the benefit that you will get from it? So there are 3 different time phases as of right now. As of today, it's August 26th as I'm recording this in the year 2020. These 3 blocks of time are specific to the period that you would be claiming unemployment for. If you qualify for pandemic unemployment assistance, your minimum payments are as follows. During phase 1, which is between February 2nd of 2020 and March 28th of 2020, you have a minimum payment of $167 per week, or per week that you are unemployed due to COVID-19. The second phase, which is March 29th through July 25th, and this is a result of action on the federal government for what looks like a very short period of time, your minimum payment would be $167 plus $600 per week. So $776 or $767 per week during that period, that second period between March 29th and July 25th. Now, the third period, which is the one that we're in right now, it goes from July 26th through December 26th, 2020. And again, you're back down to the minimum $167 per week if you are unemployed during or due to COVID-19. The maximum benefit per week specific to the pandemic unemployment assistance is $450 per week. And that is very similar to what the usual or the standard and generic unemployment insurance was prior to, I think, this year, but maybe a little bit before that. When I was needing to take unemployment, it was $450 a week as a maximum. This is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. It is at least supported in part by the federal government, but you will probably need to file a claim with your specific state. These numbers I got from the California webpage. You should go through the link down in the video description below to start at the federal page and then navigate back to where you live. If you have questions or if you don't understand how to apply or any of those things, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Check out the links because that's the method by which you will probably be filing a claim. There is a, file a claim section. You can walk through the steps there and it should be relatively self-explanatory. It's not simple, and it's totally understandable if you come upon some challenges for whatever reason. So hit me up with whatever questions you have or whatever roadblocks you come across, and I will gladly help you out. Now, in the coming weeks, we're going to continue talking about some of the safety nets that are available to us, specific to COVID-19 and the pandemic as well, but also something a little bit more sort of generic and standard that's available to everybody, like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and things like that. Thank you for being here. Hit the subscribe button if you like what we're doing. Ring that notifications bell, and you'll see everything that comes through from me, which is not too often. I think 3 times a week is not too much spam if you consider it spam. But if you're learning, then it's definitely not spam. It's education, and education is priceless. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.